All right, welcome back. If you were here, you might have missed the notes from Friday, the 16th of October, um, and or the lesson, or you're reviewing whatever you need. That's what they're here for. So, what you're going to be doing is you're going to do the 10:16 warm up, and then the Intolerable Acts notes will look like this. There's only 6 things to type. Of course, as always, at the end of the video, I will leave it here so you can pause it and get the notes, or you can just type in the red in each spot. So 1774, that's in red there, that's in red there, and so is this here. That's in red for number one. That's in red for number one. You can do that too. Whatever you need to do to get it done. So we're going to talk about the Intolerable Acts today. So the Boston Tea Party happened. It cost England between $1 and $2 million in today money, and that's a lot of money. And so England was like, you know what? We need to punish the colonists in Boston and Massachusetts. And so they were so bad that the people, the colonists, they call these acts intolerable. And intolerable are things that you can't stand, you can't endure. Let me go ahead and make this bigger. You can't stand, you can't endure. They're unbearable, unendurable. It's like the little gnats that are flying around. You can't stand those. When a baby's crying or something like that, you can't stand that either. So little things like that are what we call intolerable. And as you can see here, the Boston Harbor, usually the harbor is like a super busy area. But right now, all the boats, pretty much except for the English ships, they are not going anywhere. And there's not a lot of people here. So yeah, there's 4 things that England did in the Intolerable Acts. All right, number one, the Boston Harbor was closed. What that basically means, and they did until all the dump tea was paid for. What that basically means is the economy, which is the money that they make, the economy of Massachusetts had come to a screeching halt. I mean, it just completely stopped, and that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. And so England's like, we're not opening the harbor until you pay for the tea, which is kind of weird because they stopped their economy so they could actually raise money, or until they paid money for that. And yeah, that just didn't work out. Number two, they had town hall meetings, or town meetings once a year. And what that means is in comes this guy from England, a foreigner, whatever you want to call him, and he tells you how to live in your home, in your own town. And that's not right. And they didn't appreciate that. And the main thing is the government of Massachusetts, which is where Boston is located. It's inside Massachusetts, a New England colony. It is now under British control. England now controls the government of that colony, and so all that self-government and salutary neglect way out the door. It is gone, and the people called that intolerable because England is trying to control. And we know when people try to control, like a relationship or something like that, it gets toxic and it doesn't work out. And then officer soldiers, officer trial. So that's whenever they go to court. If they're accused of crimes and they go to court, they would not have their court in the colonies like the guys in the Boston Massacre. They would actually have their trials in England. And what that basically did was it let them off the hook for a lot of offenses, a lot of crimes. And to make it even worse, more soldiers entered the colonies, and they lived in the colonists' houses. And so this was 100%, again, intolerable. So you need to know the 4 things. Number one, the Boston Harbor was closed until all the tea was paid for. So no money coming in or going out. It was going to hurt them big time. Number two, town hall meetings once a year where they tell you how to live your life in your own hometown. That's not cool. Number three, if an officer or soldier gets into trouble, they stand trial. They go to court in England, and of course we know that they're not going to, go down hard on them, if even find them guilty to begin with. And then more of the soldiers in the colonies. And what this did was this united the colonies against England. Okay, one year the STAR test said something very similar to this. You need to know that it did that. So merchants in other cities, they were like, hey, if they're not going to make money, we're not going to make money. So the merchants, the shopkeepers, closed their shops. They sent food and money to Boston. And people in Virginia, which Virginia is the most powerful colony, said an attack made on one of our sister colonies is just like an attack on all the colonies. So this little join or die snake thing, that snake's no longer separated. that snake is very much together, and the colonies are ready to go to, they're starting to get ready to declare independence from England and go into the American Revolution. So, six things you need to know. Six things you need to know. Number one, the Boston Tea Party was the cause of the Intolerable Acts. The Intolerable Acts were to punish the citizens. And so then there's four things about the Intolerable Acts. The harbor is closed until the tea is paid for. They have town meetings once a year where they tell them what to do. And then if the officer gets in trouble, their trials are held in England. And then there are more soldiers in the colonies. And the biggest effect, which is right here on the note page here, or not the note page, but the PowerPoint, is the colonies united. They united against England, and they are ready to start seriously talking about declaring independence. So make sure that you get the notes here. It's only six things, so it's not that much. Here's the first four. There you go. And then here's the last ones right there. And then I'll get my picture out of the way. You can pause it there if you need to. So, yeah, there you go. If you need them, you can have them. Make sure you turn them in. And we'll see you on Monday. Hope you have a great weekend. Bye.